kind of obviously you've encountered South African teams and lots of South African players before, but how is this different? What is the excitement factor for you in this? Because it's obviously a very different environment.
Well, it's massive. I think it's like rugby education. I've been asked quite a lot over today as to what the players will actually get out of it. And I remember when the European competition started up, and there was a myth about the French sides, but then you got to play against them week in, week out, and you understood the style of play that they had. And I think from a rugby perspective, I've been fortunate enough to play a test match in Blum, and I've played a World Cup match in Blum, and it's interesting. And it'll be a great place for people to go. The same for going to, playing in Port Elizabeth and playing against the Kings. And it will develop a different mindset for players. They'll have to adapt to different conditions and vice versa. But also the player welfare is looked after, because I've just filmed it down in here today. I don't have to play a match. I'm too old to play a match. But the time zone fits. So, there'll be teething problems. There'll be cynics. There'll be skeptics. I don't listen to them. I think of myself as a rugby person, and I hope, just like we have a huge job to do in Italy, and a year into it, I think Kieran Crowley, Antonio Pavanello are doing a great job at Treviso, and there's a great structure in place to really move Treviso forward. Zebra, the federation we've just taken over, there's a long way to go with them, but with the right coaching staff, Michael Bradley, Carlo Orlandi, Alessandro Troncon, new fitness staff across the federation. I think in time, a bit like the Kings, you'll see the challenges overcome, and we'll have two very strong products and bases to build Italian rugby from. That was our goal right from the start, is to set about changing Italian rugby, and part of that education will be coming down and I could use a different word and phrase, but getting the living daylights kicked out of you in Blum, but playing a style. Franco Smith knows Treviso well, but we know the Cheetahs well, and it'll be great seeing how the Kings, and hopefully that they use this as a springboard as well. So I'm excited. I always am. I love rugby. I'm into expansion in a big way. I know how strong the Pro12 has been at the very top level, Leinster, Munster, Glasgow, but you still saw Connacht come through and win, and you saw the Scarlets come through last year. So hopefully there'll be a few people surprised as well down here as to the style that some players and teams bring.
What would be the biggest adjustment? There's African teams playing in Northern Hemisphere conditions, or Northern Hemisphere players, like you say, playing in Bloom in the middle of summer?
A bit of both. If you look at, I forget the exact fixture around Christmas. I think the Cheetahs will play 1 week here, and next week they'll be in Benetton or in Treviso playing probably -2 and cold and foggy and snowy, and that will take some doing. But that's great for their education, because you ask players on pitches to adapt style, adapt their mindset, and that's part of it. And the other thing is just, it excites. What are we doing? We're sitting here today talking about something new. Will there be teething problems? We're not stupid. There'll be loads. There are loads of challenges for us in trying to change what we do in Italian rugby, but with perseverance, with stability and support, you can get there. And hopefully the way it's structured for South African rugby, it'll actually allow the best of both worlds, so to speak, in terms of, because the player base here is just enormous. It needs the teams, but it needs the competitions, and hopefully the tradition alone of the Cheetahs is an exciting team to have part, because there's a real history, and then obviously with the Kings it's something new that needs to be built on, and hopefully will survive and thrive.